Morning, this is Connor from 0DTE Traders here to present our market minute for October 7th, 2024. It is 11:35 and the SPX is trading lower 0.3% to 57.36. It is bearish to neutral out here today if we look at market internals. ADD negative 1100, volume difference negative 1.5 to 1. We got mags down 0.5%, but growth is technically outperforming. But the majority of sectors here are in the red. But the biggest variable is the elevated volatility, VIX plus 8%. So to see further upside at this juncture, we really need to see vol come down, and well, participants have been hesitant to sell volatility. Now, we did take a trade here this morning. This was a setup as per our process, a support 57.25, 5-minute cycle low, buying the dip here, and I just closed my put credit spreads. I sold the flip at 57.15 for, well, that was a 50% target. I just struggled to see much upside here. It is heavily dependent on a vol down environment. Now, if traders do come out, they sell vol, we break that all-time high, it does open the door to 57.50, 57.51 as gap fill. And then we have the all-time high above that at 57.70. So if that does occur, we should see decent premium to sell 57.70, basically short the all-time high, which is a play that we've taken several times here over the past couple of weeks. But again, heavily dependent on vol down. We're starting to roll over here. So if we do break 57.25 low of day, it opens the door down to the flip, 57.15, and then a break of the flip would be a risk-off indication where we would anticipate higher volatility, both implied and realized. The next level at 5,700. Now, 5,700 acted as support on Friday. This was also more or less gap fill, so we saw that gap fill reversal. But if we look back over the past couple weeks, this has acted more as the pivot, the mean of range, than stiff support or resistance. So just something we need to bear in mind if we're managing positions down in this region. And then a break of that 5,700 opens the door to 56.75. Now, 56.75 is pretty critical here. It is last week's low, so a break would be considered an outside week. That's a trend continuation indication. Additionally, it is entry into the large FOMC gap. This is a 1% gap with fill at 56.18. Now, today, the calendar is looking pretty light. There's most certainly not a reason to make a new all-time high. There's probably not a good reason to break the flip either. Now, we did break the flip last week several times, but in the past 4 trading sessions, we did close above the SPX flip, which is most certainly positive. But if we go over to the gamma charts, again, we'll see that the market is much more neutral than imbalanced. Starting from the top, the gamma index is positive, 150 million notional, but you can see it's fairly close to that zero line, and the past 3 trading sessions, the gamma index was essentially flat as we traded around that transition zone of 5,700 last week. Now that flip level is 57.15. So you can see it's a clear transition. All strikes above positive, that is supportive for the market price. All strikes below negative, that is destabilizing for the market price. Now for the bulls to really establish control again, for that gamma index to move materially positive, bulls need to close and maintain price above 57.50, and then we'll see that gamma build and the supportive flows come in. But as of now, there's still some uncertainty regarding geopolitics, regarding the U.S. upcoming election, which is keeping volatility bid here today. In terms of catalysts, as highlighted, there's very little on the calendar today. We do have some Fed speakers, which we should pay attention to. But the big events this week is going to be the CPI report on Thursday and the PPI report, University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey on Friday, and then FOMC minutes on Wednesday. So today, tomorrow, not a whole lot to disrupt the balance of trade, but we should start to see volatility increase later this week, if not sooner. If you'd like to learn 3 option strategies that our traders use to generate consistent profits with 0DTE options, along with a repeatable process on how to trade these strategies effectively, join the team at 0DTEtraders.com.